Okay.
Hello.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to this
Hello,
session.
can you hear me?
Yeah, please, you are this.
Good evening, sir.
Please, can you put
Sorry, I'm
yourself
mute.
on mute, please? Good evening, everyone, and welcome to tonight's session. So, tonight we are going to look at how to manage a project using Jira. Manage Agile, manage a project using a tool called Jira within Agile environment. So that is what we are going to do tonight. Here we've treated Agile approach in project management. So tonight we are going to put it in practice. So I will sign up or sign in a Jira and upload some requirement product backlog into the Jira and then conduct a session, a sprint session on Jira and run the project and close it on Jira. So that is what we are going to do. Madam Vivian, if you disturb us again, I'm going to remove you from this session. I'm not lying. I've muted you, you are muted yourself. Don't try this in my class, please. Okay. I'll be sharing my screen. Okay. My screen is showing. I hope everyone here can see my screen, and I don't want to waste time. Like you say, I have 1 hour, less than 1 hour to finish this session. Yeah. Okay. Let's look at product backlog because what we are going to do is from product backlog. So this is product backlog note. This note is not for business analysis, it's not for project management, it's for our business analysis class. We've treated product backlog within our capacity as a project manager or a Scrum Master. So the detailed aspect of product backlog are duties of managing product backlog. These are duties of a business analyst and a product owner, but I'm going to share the note as well so that you can read it on yourself and get more knowledge, get more technical knowledge on product backlog. I will just end up on the introduction because we've done this in our last session. Product backlog is an ordered list of work items, tasks, or technical requirements that the development team need to complete to deliver a product. It serves as the single source of truth for the product requirement in Agile and Scrum methodology. So we're going to use product backlog here within this Agile and Scrum. Yeah, so until you get the notes, you can go through it. So this is a sample of a product backlog. This is how a product backlog should look like. A complete product backlog, looking at this. I will share this as well, so you can have a copy of this as a souvenir. So this is a complete work for product owner and a business analyst. So a product owner should be able to handle and break requirements into user stories and acceptance criteria. You see here we have user stories and we have acceptance criteria. We have issues, we have story points, you have priority, you have Jira ID, you have a status. So these are key components of a product backlog. And this product backlog is for a product called Dynamics 365 ERP, Enterprise Resource Planning. So it's a product of Microsoft. ERP is a product of Microsoft. We have so many ERPs. Yeah, we can equally have a product backlog in CRMs, different products. When we talk about products, we're talking about software. We're not talking about, anything can be a product, even a Toyota car, all of them are products. But the product we're talking about here is software, enterprise resource, or enterprise applications. But this particular one is enterprise resource planning. Yeah. So this application is used by companies to manage their resources, like their money, their HR, and other things. So that is what we call resources. When we talk about resources, we talk about financial resources, we talk about human resources, and these are resources. So companies use this kind of product to manage their resources. And if you want to deliver this kind of products for the organization, you need to break them down into product backlog, understanding what the organization, the way they want to use it. So you need to break it down the way it's going to be used. In this way, you see, you break it down into user stories. All these are user stories. Every user story should have acceptance criteria. Acceptance criteria is a benchmark, a measurement, a tester to which we deliver, we assess the quality of every user story. Every user story is a piece of code, a tiny code. Yeah, we'll call it user story. Like yesterday, we'll talk about user stories. Looking at this particular product we're looking at, this product is Sheet. Google Sheet is a product. So this is the user stories. All these things, all these tiny features, we call them user stories. And every user story should have acceptance criteria. But we treated all these last night. So the main purpose is to move this product backlog to Jira and have a session, a sprint session in that Jira. So now we do not have Jira. Jira is a product of Atlassian. So is a project collaborative environment in Agile environment. Is meant for cross-functional team to manage Agile products within Scrum framework. We have other products like this, like Azure DevOps. Azure DevOps is from Microsoft as well. You can equally use it to manage manage a project in Agile environment. But Jira is the most popular. So let's get to Jira, and to get to Jira, I will type Jira here. Jira, so say Jira, yeah, all these Jira login, they are all Jira. I'll say Jira Atlanta. So because it's a product of Atlanta. Atlanta is the company, just like, yeah, that's like Jira Atlanta. Atlanta is a company just like Microsoft. We call them vendors. If you look at it here, you see atlanta.com. So Jira should be jira.atlanta.com. So first, let's look at this Jira pricing, this Jira service management. Yeah, but we have Jira in so many ways. So, yeah. Okay, let's look at pricing first and see. Yeah. Okay, why I started from pricing is for you to know that Jira here is free. Is free, and let's get to Jira here. So this is Jira. That is what we're going to use. So Atlanta have so many products now. They have ITSM products. They have so many of them. Even Trello belongs to Atlanta. So that's why we have to make sure that the one we're talking about is Jira. So you can see Jira here. So if you want to get, you see atlanta.com/software/Jira. Let's look at pricing. So under the pricing, you look at it here, you see, for you to use this is free forever for 10 users. Meaning that if you are a project team, Agile team, you can use this Jira very well. All of us know that according to Agile or according to Scrum, in a project team, we can't be more than 10 people. So meaning that Jira has given you the liberty, giving you the freedom, the resources to manage your project for free. You see here, free, completely free. You say free forever. So, but for companies, if you want to get so many premium features of Jira and to use Jira in a very sophisticated way, you are going to likely want to use the standard version or premium version. Yeah, because with this, you'll be able to access a lot of integration and the rest of them. But this one that is free is just very basic aspect of Jira. But as a beginner, it can help you to know everything you need to know about Jira. So why I'm saying this is that every one of us should go get account with Jira and play around with Jira after this session. That is going to be a assignment. So whenever we start a project that we need to use it for, we need to use Jira for the project. So this is Agile. But if you want to manage your project in waterfall environment, you can use products like Project Planner, like Project Labor, Freed Camp. We are using Project Labor and we are using Freed Camp. That's what we are using for our waterfall. So that's what we're going to use. But this one, please, Udofia, please respect yourself. Okay, respect yourself. Yeah, so looking at it here, I'm going to sign in into my Jira account so we can start. I already have account, so I don't need to sign up. But if you are starting for the first time, all you need to do is come over here, get it free. You click get it free. You are going to register to have an account before you can start. Yeah, but if you already have an account, you go sign up or sign in, not sign up. So I'm going to sign in now into this Jira. So I already have an account. I'm going to use my account, my Google account to sign in. And yeah. So you can see now I'm already in here. So I've signed in here. That is me. Yeah. So, okay, now I'm in. I will want to go in and go to Jira. So this will take me to Jira dashboard where I will have to your account is suspended. So that's a wahala for me. So I need to, I've been using a lot of their So I'm trying to start a new project. All right. I'm going to start from a new project. That was an old project. So what we need to do is once you log in, you create a space. This space is what we call is a new feature in Jira. So they just added it newly. So Jira do not used to have this space before. So what we need to do is we come here and this is a new space, but we need a project here. The project we are going to work on is going to be software development. So it depends on the kind of project you are working on. If you are working on service management, product marketing, HR project, or finance, we can select any of these. This will help you to give you the kind of template that aligns with the project you're working on. If you want a very generic template, you can just get a template here and customize it to your organizational taste. But let's start under this category. What we are doing is software development. So we're going to use this software. So if we click on this software development, it's going to bring us to a place like this where we need to select the framework we want to use. Yesterday when I was teaching you guys, I told you guys that in Scrum or in Agile projects, we have two types of framework. We have Kanban. I told you about Kanban, and I told you about Scrum, but we are going to use Scrum. So I'll click on Scrum, and it's going to say use this template. Yeah, and I'll click use. I'll use this template, and I will say the project name here. So I'll say Autonomous Communities ERP demo. I'll call it demo. Demo project. So yeah, and we click next. Yeah. is going to be team managed. So you can say, yeah, either team or it's going to be team managed. Either at times ask you whether it's team managed or company managed, just select team managed. So, and we go again. So, and we go again. So it's populating our workspace. And then next. So yeah, our work environment is now ready. So this is the environment we are trying to populate. So in this environment, this is the backlog already. It's showing us the backlog. So if we have backlogs, this is where the backlog, all these product backlogs, we need to move it here. So this is board. So this is where we can see our board. If we have all this Kanban board, and this is, we don't have anything in this board yet. So, and this is the list. Yeah. And this is summary. So, yeah. Mm. Okay. 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 So from here, we are going to start bringing the product backlogs in here. So the product backlog we're working on, let me clean this up. So this is a product backlog we're going to bring in here. I will copy it. Yeah. There is some things they have removed here. We used to have what we called epic. So the epic is where you manage these bots. The epic seems to be gone. So yeah, this is we need to start from epic. Like I said, there's a lot of changes. So we'll start from epic. And we create. So, and then we come here, we get another epic. These are the epics. You look at where I'm bringing it. So the epic is the requirement in a very high level. It's not yet broken down. So we call it epic. And we'll bring another epic. General ledger is an epic as well. Yeah. So under epic, within each of these epic, you can break them down into user stories. You can break them down into features or user stories the way you want it. So we have so many epics. Well, because of time, we're going to work on only these few. We might not even bring the whole epic, all the user story within these epics. So this is what we mean by epic. This epic, we'll see procurement of license. Another one here is general ledger. Another one here is, we'll have two general ledger and we'll have account. Okay. So I have two general ledger here, so we need to edit this one. Oh. So yeah, it's now account receivable. So these are the epics we are going to work on for now. So under this epic, the first one is the procurement of license. Before, Dynamics 365 is an open kind of a white label. So you have to get the license and then you tailor it to the need of your organization. The white label. So the first thing to do is this, and is procurement of license. So from here, you need to decide what product backlog item is. In product backlog item, we have different types of items. We have user story, the most popular product backlog item is user story. Then we have tax. These are categories of product backlog items. It's not only user story. We have tax, we have user story, we have bug. All of them are items. So you need to specify which items it belongs. So if you see here, you need a drop down here. From a drop down, you see what is this product backlog? Is it tax? Is it user story? Is it feature? Is it a bug? So you need to decide. This product backlog item is a tax. User story is a small code, is a tiny software, so it's not, and the feature is a tiny software as well, but bigger than user story. And a bug is a defect that need to be corrected. So it's none of this. So it's a task. So we leave it as a task. Procurement is before any work can start, you need to go and buy this license before you can do any work. So I'll create it. So that's it. Yeah. Then we'll go again under general ledger. Under general ledger, we get this as well. Yeah. And this is a user story. So we need to add it under user story. Yeah. And we create. Is a user story. And we come back again. We'll have another user story here. And copy it as well. And we'll come back here. Yeah. We need to add another user story here. Is another user story we create. So have two user stories and one task. So under account receivable, we can decide to bring more user story. So under account receivable, we can say, let's grab another user story. So this is how you see all this product backlog. This is how you are going to bring all the items in this product backlog. If I scroll down here, you see them. There's a lot of work here. That's how you bringing in the works till you and your team finish the work. So let me add one more. Under account receivable, if we have some of us who are accountants, they are going to understand this ERP very well, more than any other person. For those who have, because I don't think they are teaching this in the uni yet, but if you have worked, you must have used one or two ERP, like Sage, like SAP, like ERP Dynamics 365. Yes. And this is a user story as well. We create. So, yeah. So that's it. We'll have 3 user stories and 1 task under different epics. So epics now is a big chunk of work. So in the organization, you people might say, they say, the most important thing for us is general ledger. We want to be using general ledger as soon as possible. So you need to prioritize all the work under general ledger. So you can start configuring and building general ledger. Once you finish general ledger, you can go down to account receivable and start building it. So that's what I mean by prioritization. Ask them. All these things are modules under Dynamics 365. These are so many ways you can use this kind of ERP. So you start using general ledger. Whichever one they need most is going to be the first one you are going to work on. So let's say this is the most priority, general ledger. Yeah. So that's why we're prioritizing it. So now you've done this. The next thing here is to refine this. Each of these user story or product backlog item, before you can start doing any work, you need to refine them. So under refinement, what we do, you see here, you need to add description. What is it? That is describe what this particular means. So procurement is procurement. So very simple. Procurement of license. You need to describe it so that they will understand what you mean, the developers. Yeah. So let me just put license here. License procurement. And yes, with this is a tax, so it doesn't have an acceptance criteria. So if you come here, once you describe what this means, and you save. So come over here again, you see here story point. You need to add story point so that they will understand the amount of work involved. So it's kind of estimating the complexity of this task. So this will help us to understand velocity, which I spoke about yesterday. So let's check the story point here. You see here, the story point is 7. Yeah. So we'll add story point here. No, story point is here. We'll add 7. And so how do you get a story point? You and your team, the way to get a story point is during the planning or during the refinement, everybody needs to vote on the capacity or the complexity, of this particular work, how long or how easy or how the effort, we call it the effort, the amount of effort involved in deploying this particular feature. So some people will say, no, it's not that so complex. We can just do it within a minimal effort. So you have to decide in a scale of 1 to 10. That is the effort. 1 being the easiest and 10 being the most difficult. Or you can say between a scale of 1 to 50 or 100, all you need to do is try to understand the effort it takes. So in a situation like that, let's say we're going to use a scale of 1 to 10 to estimate the story point. 1 being the easiest and 10 being the most difficult in achieving, or the most complex in achieving this effort. So if we are, say we are 3 of us here in this project, all we need to do is, you can use a poker card, or you can use, just write, everybody will write their number and present. So I myself, I can write, is going to be 7. 7 mean that, yeah, it's not that so easy. Being that 7 is close to 10 means that is going to require some effort. So I can say 7. Another person can come and say, I will put 5. Another person can come and say, I think it's going to be 10. So all you need to do is you sum them together and divide them by 3. So the average becomes the story point. So what do you mean you've carried the whole team members along in taking this decision? Nobody was going to come and say, yeah, this work is, everybody agreed that this is the capacity of this. This is the effort it requires to do this job. So that is the way to get a story point. Yeah. So here, let's say we've all agreed that it's going to be 7. Everybody voted and will come with this aggregate. Story point 7. And that's it. And for now, we can leave it like this for now. Yeah. And we'll close it. What does this mean? We have refined this particular product backlog item. We've done the refinement. So we go again onto this second one under general ledger, and yeah, it's very simple here. So what we are going to get here is to go get the acceptance criteria. So here it says, as an accountant, I want to create and manage a chart of accounts under this software. So there is nothing to describe here. You will know what chart of account. If you're like I say, if you're an accountant, you know what is a chart of account inside this Dynamics 365. And whoever is the developer should know what chart of account is. So this is the acceptance criteria. So we move the acceptance criteria here. So and we'll come over here. So yeah. So they want to create a chart of this is not it. Open another. Yeah. So chart of accounts. So let's get the acceptance criteria. So acceptance criteria of this chart of account is the chart of account is created. Accounts are defined with proper code, names, and types. and account hierarchy is established. So once we create this, configure this account, we should be able to use this to create chart of account, different types of account within the ERP. So, and we save it. And once saved, we have to decide the story point. We go again, and the story point here is, the story point is 8. So the story point is 8, meaning that it's going to be we're going to require some effort, and we put 8 here and save. And done. We close this one. So, and we go again. So you see, that is how we're going to be refining all of them one after the other until we are done. So, and if you go to, we're still on the, if you go to backlog, you click on backlog, you see what we have on our backlog. And still, it should be showing our backlog. Okay. Now this item should be showing our backlog. Mhm. Okay, let's bring the rest and then let's see. But all these work items should be reflecting in our backlogs by now. And even the board, let's see. The way it worked before is the moment you create your items on the list, it should automatically reflect on this backlog. You come to this backlog, you see them, but for now it's not reflecting. No work item is reflecting here. Well, yeah, what we need to do, let's do it manually. Let's do it manually. And come to backlog and create.
Sorry, excuse me, sir. Please. What if we try to refresh the browser? Wouldn't it still work?
Yeah, it should be. Once I click, if you click, once you click like this, the browser is automatically any time you click on it refreshes the whole thing. So whether you refresh or let's see, whether you refresh or don't, it shouldn't be so. You see, you should not. Yeah, see here. Okay. Yeah, this is reflecting now. So yeah. So I see the whole work is now reflecting. So let's see if our board should be, yeah. The moment we start sprint, our board should be able to show. So let's finish the refinement we're doing. Yeah, let's refine this as well. And an account. So yeah, so this is the acceptance criteria. Move the acceptance criteria here. And then we add story point. Or the story point here. The story point, here, because we said 10, this one is, I'll say 9. We'll give it 9. We can say the story point here should be 9. And that's it. Yeah. And we close this tab. So remaining one product backlog, which is this. Yeah. We can do our refinement whether we're on this backlog or whether we're on this list, whichever one. If we are doing it from here, it still reflects. If we're working from this tab, we can go back to this, you see the same thing. If we want to work still from here, yeah. So yeah, so don't get confused. Yeah. So this is the acceptance criteria for this user story. We copy it and go back here with a story point. We can say the story point is going to be 8. I'll give a story point. Yeah. And we'll come here. We save. That is the acceptance criteria. We'll scroll down to the story point and yeah, give it 8 and we save. So with this, we have refined all our product backlogs. So we've done the whole refinement and we go back to the product backlog. So now we've finished the refinement. So all this work are now ready for work. So who is doing this work I've been doing since? Is the duty of product backlog or product owner to do all this refinement, all this work, bringing work here. It's not the job of a scrum master. It's the job of a product owner to do all this work. If we have a business analyst, then it's the duty of a business analyst to do all this work. This we are doing is not the work of a scrum master. Yeah. The scrum master, your own job is to facilitate events, make sure that this is done. So all this I'm doing is not the work of a scrum master. But it's good as a scrum master, you see it, you see how it works. So that's why it's equally important to be a business analyst, because there's a lot that business analyst knows that the project manager or scrum master doesn't know. Yeah. If you see this product backlog, this is not part of the things we do under project management. This is business analysis. I'm pulling items from business analysis. So this is business, because duty of business analyst to create, because he is the person who understands the requirements. After the analysis, break them down into user stories and acceptance criteria. It's not project manager that does all this. So now it's time to plan the sprint. To plan the sprint, this is the sprint environment. Plan your sprint. For you to plan your sprint, you need to move all these product backlog items, the ones you want to work on, move them here. So let's assume we want to work on all these work items here. So we'll have to start moving them here. Yeah. And move everything there. So you see, we've moved the whole work into sprint so that we can start sprint. So yeah, you can see it here. Everything is here. So we've refined the work. We've added story points, but at the moment, we are not assigning work to anybody. So it's during when the sprint start, anybody can choose what they can work on. So now look at our story points here. Our total story point is 32 for this sprint. We plan everything and we're happy. We'll have 4 work items on this sprint. And you come over here, you see start sprint, you click on start. So you see here, duration is between 1 week to 4 weeks. 4 weeks within this, either 1 week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks. But most cases, people choose 2 weeks duration for their sprint. And so we choose 2 weeks. And we'll come over here and see the date is already pre-configured. And we'll come here. Before you start, you need to write the sprint goal. The sprint goal, what do you want to achieve in this sprint goal? Yeah, so I think what we're trying to get here is to make sure that we can use this general ledger. Yeah, general ledger and account receivable. So we can see that is our goal. The goal deliver general ledger and account receivable. That is the purpose, so that it can be the accountants, the account receivable in the company can start, or the finance department can start using general ledger and account receivable once this sprint is over. So we say start. Yeah, once we click start, we'll start. So if you come to the board, because now you see before our board used to be empty, but because we'll now say start, you see, if you come over here, you can see the work is now here. This is what we're going to do for this sprint. And yeah, so what we'll have, this is what we call board. The first board is to do, the second board is in progress, the third board is in review, and the fourth board is done. So these are various cards. So the first thing we need to do is to procure license, and we drag it here. So as it is here, then once it's here, work in progress, the business analyst will go and negotiate with vendor and get a license and all the license details, and then hand it over to the developers to then start their configuration. So in progress until done. So you see it here in review and done. So this can take 2 or 3 days for us to do this, and it's done. So this particular work is delivered. Then every day as this sprint is running, the whole team will come and do what we call sprint daily stand-up to talk about what they are doing, what they plan to do, and their challenges. Is going to be done on daily basis. And after then, it will continue every day. So let's say we've done this, we've procured the license, and now we have the license to build this Dynamics 365 ERP. So we move this particular work item here, and after the configuration, they will move it here. Review is where the tester or the business analyst will test it and make sure that it's working. If it's working, no error, no bug, we can drag it to here and say done. This is how we'll continue. For instance, we'll bring this one here, and during the daily stand-up meeting, somebody can say, I have an issue, my laptop is not working. So how to do it, you see, someone can raise a flag. So add a flag. So just add a flag. So once you raise a flag, you see here, you kind of put this work on hold. So once you raise this kind of red flag, the Scrum Master, once the Scrum Master sees a flag in this environment, Scrum Master will know that somebody is down, and Scrum Master will come and meet you. So for instance, you see here, I'm the one doing this work. This work is assigned to me. Like, yeah, all this work, for any work you choose, you need to assign it to yourself. Like say, me here, I assigned all this work to, I'm the one doing all this, assign them to me. So the Scrum Master will come to me, or whoever, you see all the other people working on this work. So, and say, hey, Mr. Charles, the BA, what is going on? Or Mr. Charles, the developer, what is going on? I say, my laptop crashed. I can't do anything now. Or I'm feeling dizzy, I'm not feeling well. Or whichever one, if you're having any kind of challenge, then the Scrum Master will resolve it. For instance, if it's your laptop or anything, internet connection, your internet is break or whatever, the Scrum Master will rally around and make sure that you are sorted. Once sorted, you remove the flag. Remove the flag. You see the road has, the Scrum Master have cleared the road now. You continue your work, and then you put it on review. The business analyst or the tester will come and say, okay, I've gone through this and there is a bug in this. You move it back again. Then you fish the bug and fix it. You move it back again. the business analyst or the tester will look at it again and say, yeah, you have removed the bug, everything. I can create account, chart of account now. So it's ready. We are putting them ready, waiting the day we are going to present all of them to the stakeholders. That's what we call demo, sprint demo, during the demo. And we'll put it down here as well. Remaining one work remaining. And we'll put it here. If we have this one work remaining and the time is over, for instance, is 2 weeks already, and we have this one work remaining, we can't finish this, we can't start this account receivable. What do? You have to put it back to backlog. Let's see, we come to backlog here, and you see we've done every other thing. You see others, it's marked. So this particular one, the work, you see everything done. This work is in progress, but we can't continue. We can't continue because the 2 weeks is here and we can't finish this work. That's why I'm saying it's always good to understand your capacity so you don't have leftovers. You don't have to be taking work back. So, but in this case, it has happened. There's nothing we cannot do. There's nothing we can do about it. We take it back to backlog, and it will say confirm. Sprint scope will be affected by this action. So that is why you don't need to, because once you remove it, it's going to affect the scope of this sprint, which you will not like. So all the time we are adjusting on us is not good. So it's time for us it's good for us to understand the capacity. But when you are starting here, it's understandable. You people are starting, you don't know your strength. But over time, you have to understand your strength. The strength is what we call product story point. So I'll confirm, yes, I don't mind, and I move it back. And if you come here, you see my scope has changed, it's now 24 story points. Look, so if we agree that this is our strength, as I'm the only developer here, and this is my strength to only work on 24 story points. So the Scrum Master is going to record it that this is my strength. So if you come back to the board, you see everything is empty. Everything is now undone. Yeah, you see it here, everything. Then if you come over here, you see this is where we see, you see here, you see what we see, burn down charts. Burn down chart. What is burn down chart? Help us to understand how close are we to our expectation. So it's expected that we are supposed to finish this work on July 28th. So this blue line should be here at the 28 days on July 28th. But you can see we already finished it on today. So, but yeah, but what is expected, so you follow this burn chart to know the amount of work remaining. Well, you can see we already finished the work. So that is the purpose of burn down charts. Help us to know how we are moving in a chart form. And here, this is insight. We see in progress, the sprint progress, 100% done, we finish everything. And then we can close this sprint. Yeah, everything is done. So we come over here. We cannot just say we move everything to, after all, we moved everything to done and it's done, so we can go home. No, as long as you have not clicked complete sprint, it means this sprint is still running. So to officially finish this work, we come over here and click complete sprint. And you see here, it say completed sprint 1, and that is it. Yeah, and you've completed it. And then once completed, you have to go present to the stakeholders. That's what we call sprint demo. Go present it to the stakeholder and get feedback from them. And after that, then you have what we call sprint retrospective. So demo and retrospective is not something you can use these things, this particular to do. It's just a meeting. So you have the meeting, and once after the meeting, retrospective, you come back again. You do not rest. Once the rule is that another sprint starts the next day after the last sprint finishes. So for instance, if you finish sprint on this Friday, sprint 1, like you see, this sprint 1 we've done with sprint 1 on Friday, the next Monday, we are starting sprint 2. And if you come, whatever you have here on the backlog, that is what will start. As you can see, this is the leftover on this. So by then, we must have moved in some more work from here. And yeah, so that is it. If I come here, I can come here and see 100% completed, 100% completed, and 100% completed. So you see, while I'm managing my work, I'm equally managing it here as well. Yeah. So yeah. So you see here my status. These are the work I've completed. So even in my manual product backlog, I'm following everything here so that next time I know where I have to start moving the items. And that is it. So moving the next work is a cycle. It continues like that. Every 2 weeks, you bring something, you refine it, you do the work, you close, you test, you close, you go to the stakeholder to show them what you've achieved, and they will give you feedback. Either they are happy or we're not happy, or they can say, yes, we add more things to the requirement. They can change their mind this time. I think the most important thing here is no longer account receivable. They can change their mind and say, no, what we want here is now cash management. Cash management is the most important item. Or they can say financial reporting. If you see here, they can equally come and tell you, no, what we want here is, you see, integration. You see that integration is a requirement. Product backlog items under integration, and these are the bottom of this product backlog, meaning that under prioritization is least prioritized. But the stakeholder can change their mind. This is more important to us now. Integrate inventory manage. You want to be and all you need to do or integrate cells into this ERP. All you need to do is you move this from the bottom to top, move it to here, and it become the most green one. So all the green areas are the most prioritized. You can move them down, and this product this account receivable, they can say for now, move account receivable that you can move account receivable down. So that is why you keep on managing it. And like I said, whose duty to do this management? Under who does this product backlog? Who manages this product backlog?
Business analyst.
It's not product business analyst, it's product owner. So the product owner, you assist product business analyst, you are just assisting product owner. If there is no product, but there should be a product owner if you are working on Agile. It's not. Yesterday I told you people that product owner is in charge of the product backlog. He is in charge. Business analyst, there is just like a midfielder. You are the doing supporting role because you are technically aware. But the ultimate owner of that product backlog is the product owner. You don't drag it under no circumstances, even in the exam, don't even talk about it. As a matter of fact, business analyst is regarded as a developer. Within this environment, we cannot call him business analyst. He's a developer. Both business analysts, both programmers, both testers, all of them within this environment are called developers. They are not business analysts. So we have three names here: developer, product owner, and scrum master. These are the three people working in this environment. And we can have other stakeholders that the product owner can go out and interact with and get requirements from them. So that is it for tonight. Yeah. Based on the last time we worked here, they've changed a lot of things in this Jira. They rearranged a lot of things, but it's fine. Because I always, no matter, they keep on adding requirements and reshuffling, moving a lot of things here and there. But if you understand how the software works, you should always know how to move around and get things done. So the only way to get hands-on on this is to practice, play around, and that is it. There is no magic about understanding it. So it's practice, and that is the end of this session. So if you have any question, yeah. So I'll give us 5 minutes to ask question, and I'll be off this platform. Yeah. Question. Please fast about your question. Yeah. Madam Ngozi. Yeah.
Yeah. Good evening, sir, and good evening, everybody. Mr. Charles, thank you so much for this exposition on Jira. But my question is, at the point I was seeing assignee, but as it progressed, I didn't see any assignee again. And unlike other project management tools, there's always assignee or you bring it in.
In
Does that mean
Jira, if you are part of our class in when we treated the theoretical aspect of it, I said in Agile environment, nobody assigns work to anybody. The Scrum Master does not assign work to them. I say that they are independent. They call them independent cross-functional team. So you do not assign them work. So I have the capacity as part of the team to choose what I want to work on. And once I choose what I want to work on, I assign it to myself. So nobody assign work to anybody. You assign work to yourself. You saw when I assigned all this work I did to myself because I was the one doing it. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Thank you very much.
Emmanuel Anene.
Good evening, Mr. Charles.
Yeah, Mr. Manuel.
Yes, please. I wanted to find out how we can know which activity is task and which is uh, user story. Yes.
Yeah, user stories are, I said that user stories are piece of code. So it's left for you to know which one is configuration, which one needs, for instance, going to buy a license. Is use your common sense. Is it a code for you to go and buy a license? It's still part of the work you do there. It's not, please, is this coming from your background? Let the noise there. So if you are going to buy a license like I did, it's not a code, it's a tax. So if you finish your work and the work is not, please can you put yourself, you ask your question, put yourself for me so that we can hear. So if you want to test a user story, after the developers must have building a user story and you test it and it's not working, what it is called defect. That is a bug. So that is a bug. Then user story tiny code is part of the requirement, tiny code of that particular product. So so it's simple to understand which one is user story, which one is tax, and which one is bug. Is that clear? So I will add more notes on that. So you get to know it very well. So if you are going to work as a business
Thank you,
analyst,
sir. That will be very necessary.
so you need to understand it very well because this is the core responsibilities of you as a business analyst. Yeah. So that is it for tonight and this week. And I want to say, yeah, some of you have already filled the form for your internship. So yeah, looking forward by tomorrow, I will start onboarding you people on Faith Camp where you are going to do start your internship. So it depends on the kind of project we are going to work on, which was going to find out will determine the environment you are going to use, whether you are going to use Jira or whether you are going to use Faith Camp. All of them depends on, so not everything you can do on Jira. Some work you can just do it on Faith Camp. I feel more like waterfall, yeah. But if you are working on software development or software configuration or anything, is better to do it on Jira because you see it's built in such a way that it handles user stories, it handles tasks, it handles bug. If you go to FreeCamp, there is no space for bug and there is no space for user stories. We only have space for tasks.